Hello everybody, Uncle Gary here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about career strategy for young people who are looking to enter the workforce. Maybe they're finishing studying in a year, maybe they've already finished studying and they want to get their first job. So if you are a young person, this is for you. If you are a parent, a cousin, an uncle, an aunt, and you know people in your community, please like and subscribe so that you can stay connected and forward this content to them.
In a world full of noise, making the right choice can be hard. Uncle Gary, real advice, better decisions.
So I'm going to read you something now, and we're going to talk a little bit about why what I'm going to read you makes no sense. I read on LinkedIn a job posting. It says entry-level position, requirements, 2 to 3 years of experience. Entry level, 2 to 3 years of experience. So if you're 22 or 25 or even 30 and you're trying to break into a career right now, you've probably seen this. You've probably thought, how am I supposed to get experience if every job that gives experience requires experience? It doesn't even make sense. So right now, unemployment for recent graduates is at one of the highest levels we've seen in decades. 62% of college seniors say they're pessimistic about their careers. That's up from 46% just 2 years ago before I moved country. So today, I'm not going to tell you you need to stay positive and keep applying. I'm going to show you that there are 3 ways people are actually breaking through this wall. Because the wall is real, but it's not solid. So stay with me. First, let's be honest about what's happening, because you can't beat a problem you don't understand. Companies stopped training. It's as simple as that. Maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago, a company hired you completely green, inexperienced, unaware of what they did, and they spent a year making you useful as a young person. Today, most companies want you useful on day one. So training became your problem, not their problem. Then AI arrived, and it made it worse. A lot of tasks that used to be junior work, the research, the first drafts, the basic analysis, a machine now does those jobs in seconds. So the bottom rung of the ladder got really, really thin. But here's what most people miss, and this is important. The same report showing entry-level jobs are shrinking also shows that hiring for the class of 2026 is projected up more than 5%. And more than a third of entry-level jobs now ask for AI skills, nearly triple what it was a year ago. I'll read that again. The jobs didn't disappear. The definition of entry-level changed. The market isn't rejecting young people. It's rejecting unprepared people. And that distinction is everything, because unprepared is actually fixable. So here's the mindset shift. Experience is not something a company gives you anymore. Experience is evidence that you can do the work. And you can create evidence without anybody's permission. So let me give you a real example of how this works. Let's say you want to get into marketing. You have no marketing experience. You've never had a marketing job. Fine. Pick a small business in your area, a barber, a restaurant, your aunt's cake baking shop, your cousin's catering company, whatever. Offer to run their social media for 60 days. Document everything, what you posted, what you tested, what you grew. At the end, you have numbers, screenshots, a story. Now compare 2 candidates if they're applying for a job. One candidate says, I'm a fast learner and I'm passionate about marketing. The other says, I grew a local restaurant's page from 200 to 1,100 followers in 60 days. Here's exactly what I did. Who do you think is going to get that interview? Every time it will be the second candidate. The research actually backs this up. Recruiters are saying it openly. I'm a fast learner doesn't make the cut anymore. Specific skills, concrete results, and the ability to talk about your work in real terms, that's the currency now. So this applies to every field. You want data? Analyze a public data set and publish what you found. Maybe you want to get into finance. Build a model of a company you follow and write up your view. You want to learn to code? Ship something small that real people use. The action step this week, not this month, not maybe after I've thought about it and played some computer games, this week, pick one project that produces evidence. Give yourself a deadline of 60 days. That project is now your experience. Okay. Strategy number 2, you get to become an AI-capable candidate. So remember that stat, a third of entry-level jobs now want AI skills. Most of your competition is actually ignoring that, which means it's an open door. Now, when I say AI skills, I don't mean you need to become an engineer. Okay? Employers are saying they want something more specific, like people who can use AI tools and apply judgment to what comes out. We call this critical thinking, problem framing, knowing when the machine is wrong. So think of it like this. AI is a very fast intern that never gets tired and is confidently wrong about 10 to 30% of the time. Companies need people who can direct that intern and catch its mistakes. That's a skill, and almost nobody entering the workforce has bothered to build that skill properly. So build it deliberately. Take the actual work of the job you want and do it with AI tools until you're fast. If it's marketing, use AI to draft campaigns. Then learn what you had to fix and why. If it's data analysis, use it to process some data and then verify everything it told you. The skill isn't the prompting, the skill is the judgment. And then, this is the part people skip. Put it on your resume, put it on your CV in concrete terms, not familiar with AI. Instead, I used X tool to cut research time in half on Y project. Evidence, always, always evidence. The action step here, choose 2 or 3 AI tools most used in your target field. Maybe it's Claude, maybe it's a Quen model, whatever it is. 30 minutes a day for 30 days. By day 30, you'll be ahead of most of the people applying for the same jobs you are. Let's cover off number 3. Strategy 3 is stop applying cold. Now, this one's a really uncomfortable one for a lot of people. I've seen people come to me saying, but Gary, I've sent so many resumes, I've put on so many applications, and they're exhausted. The reality is cold applications don't actually work well anymore. The online application is the most crowded door in the building. Hundreds of CVs and resumes are being filtered by software now, and most are never seen by a human. So if that's your only strategy, you're basically playing the lottery now. You stand a very low chance of getting a call back or an interview. The side door is people. And before you say, Uncle Gary, I don't have connections, I'm not from here, connections are made. They're not inherited. The research on this is clear. The approach that works is connecting thoughtfully with an objective, looking to learn from people, not beg from them. Here's the practical version. Find 5 people doing the job that you want. Send each one a short and specific message. Not, can you get me a job, please? Looking for a job. Any help will be greatly appreciated. Nothing like that. That's asking a stranger to spend their credibility on you. Instead, you may want to say something like, I'm working on breaking into this field, and I've done X, Y, and Z. That's your evidence. Those projects I just mentioned, the evidence work again. You see, this connects. That evidence is vital to you. So maybe you say something like, I'm trying to break into this field. I've done X project, Y project, and I'd value 15 minutes of your time to get your perspective on what actually matters in this role. Now, that's a very different way to approach it rather than, do you have any jobs in this area? I want to get one. Now, let me be straight. Most won't reply. Some will. And one conversation with a real person inside an industry is worth more than 50 cold applications that don't go anywhere. Because when a role opens, when a hiring manager asks their people, do we know anyone in this field or that we can hire? Your job is to be the name that comes up. So the action step for this one, 5 messages this week, not next month, not after you've thought about it, this week. Specific, short, leading with what you've done, what you want to learn. Now, let's bring it all together. The entry-level wall is real, but it has 3 doors. Manufacture your own evidence, because experience is proof, not permission. Build AI judgment, because that's what 1/3 of these jobs now quietly demands. And walk through the side door of real relationships instead of queuing at the front door with everybody else. So notice that all 3 of these things have something in common. None of them require anyone to choose you first. You can start all 3 today from your bedroom for free. The market has changed, and that's not your fault. But adapting to it, that part's on you. So if this helped you, subscribe. Every week, I'll break down the decisions that build stronger futures. Drop a comment. Which of these 3 doors are you walking through first? So if you're a young person, please tell me what you think. If you are not, and you're a parent or a cousin or an uncle or an aunt, please forward this to the parent of a young person or to the young person themselves. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.